Hello, everyone. If you've never used Zoom before, you want to go ahead and look for your chat. If you have a grown up near you, you might want to ask them how to locate chat and how to type. Now, welcome to our after school club that we've just launched today. For the next several weeks, for probably through the end of the school year, we'll have different subjects you can learn from each day. If you don't know what after school program is, I'm going to go ahead and open up a page for you so you can see it. There it is. So if I scroll down here for our website, we got launching August 17th, which is today, after school program. Join us Monday through Thursday online for an afternoon of fun. Each day has a different thing to learn, a new skill, or participate in a new activity. If you ever miss any days, you can always go to archive, but here's our little list of different things you can see for every day except for Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. We got junior designers, kid coders, junior makers, surprise day, Thursday. You can click on them and see that they all have different things in here. And today, we're going to learn a little bit about making video games on here. So that's one most thing I'm going to, focus on today is that learning how to create an account and use this thing called Flow Lab to make a game. Now, my name is Ruth, and I will be guiding you through this webinar. So one thing I want to go through real quick is that you can find chat. You can say hello, what your name is, how old you are. And don't worry, this won't be seen from Facebook. It is private through here. People will hear me respond to it, but I'm not going to repeat what I see in chat unless people register too. You don't have to say age. You can say hello and where are you connecting from? Maybe Omaha, Bellevue, Papillion, Millard, Gretna, Colorado. Anywhere. Okay. And oh, hello. One says, hi, my name is. Totally okay with it being like generic. Yeah, Noah. Just, not being identified, like try not to be very specific in my replies. Okay. So, as people are typing here, I'm going to go ahead and now get started. First part we're going to be doing here. Oh, another person joined in. Hello. We're going to go, let me exit this little here. We're going to go to a website called flowlab.io. And we're going to create a free account on this website. And I'm linking the website name in chat so people can check it out. So here, this Flowlab is a visual game creator that we can use right in our browser. So you don't have to have a big fancy machine to learn some game development. You can learn it for free through Flowlab. You don't need any coding. It just, you'll use it right in the website. So you can either click on start making games, but if you go to the upper right, if you need help from a grown-up, you can get help. Excuse me. Yeah, right up here, sign up for free. If you click on that right here, it asks you to create a username, an online name, enter your email, password confirmation, I am not a robot, and sign up. After you do that, it'll ask you what type of account you want. Go ahead and click free. It'll say something like, warning, only can have 3 games. I'll show you a little bit more about that. You're not limited to just 3 games. There's a little bit more to it, but you can go ahead, and sign up for your account. I'll give you guys some time to create an account. If you already created an account before this, thank you very much for doing that ahead of time. It saves us sometimes when we can do more of the activity today. Now, if you're wondering what the activity today is, we're going to be making a very simple beginner game through Flowlab. So I'm going to pause share for a little bit, let you guys create your accounts. Okay, so this will be the screen you'll be seeing. I'm going to be explaining a few things up next. If you have any questions, let me know. This next little part, I'm just going to explain this little game remaining thing down here that says 1 of 3 remaining right there. And you don't have to follow along. I'm just going to show you that you can have way more than 3 games overall. Now, if you ever heard of a program, a company called Adobe, that make a lot of art programs and apps and such, where like some people can use some of them free or not. You still have to create an account to make them. And a lot of times when you download like one called Adobe Rush on your phone or mobile device or tablet or whatever such, you only are allowed to make 3 videos on there. It's a video making app. And it won't let you make more than 3 ever. You just have 3 total. Now here, it says 1 of 3. So picture these as saved projects. So you have a total of 3 saved projects overall. So if I scroll down, I'm going to go ahead. Don't do this with me. I'm going to tell you when we're going to follow along. But I'm just illustrating something. So I'm going to click New Game here. I'm just going to go to Edit Game. Real quick. Click OK. I'm going to go back. Now here, it says I have 0 of 3 remaining right here. And I'm like, oh no, can I not make any more games? That's not true. I can still make more. I just have to delete some old ones in here. So I'm going to delete this one here. New game. It says new date, not delete. And then I'm going to delete first game right here. Click delete. And deletes it. I'm going to refresh my screen here. And now it says 2 of 3. So you can have 3 projects at any time for the free account, but you can't have more than 3 saved. But you can definitely make more than 3 games. You just have to delete some old ones there. So this doesn't limit us. We can still make some new stuff in here. And you can upgrade if you want. But we're going to be using this to learn the basics of some game development and some game design here. And we're not going to be programming a lot. We're making logic flows to help us think through of how it would work when we do eventually, if you want to learn programming later on, it'll help you with that. Okay, now you can start following along with me here. So the thing we're going to do here, we're going to do the tutorial on FlowLab here, follow it through so we can learn some of the basics of how FlowLab works. The tutorial on here is guided. So you can go ahead and click New Game. Yeah. And when we click New Game here, it's going to be stuck on the screen a little bit, Wait until you get this screen here where it says, please select a game to start with. And we are going to select, trying to get the Libby draw. There you go. We're going to select FlowLab tutorial on the right. And you make sure the little circle right here is blue. So you have that checked. And then you click OK after you have that selected there. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And here it gives us a guided experience. If I'm going too fast here, you can go ahead and say, hey, can you show me this again? And I'd be very much willing to go back and show you how to do that thing that you may have missed earlier. Another thing is that this is recorded, so this will be showing up on our DSpace website later. If you go to After School program and look at archives, the video will be right there. If you missed any, you just go look through that and go through, watch it again if you want, or watch it for the first time if you missed a week. So here we got a guided tutorial. We got a little thing here that says start here. I mean, go right here, there's settings. Click settings, there we go. And it tells us to set gravity to 48. Now I want to point out there's an X and Y here. I'm gonna switch my screen share a little bit. You can still go through the tutorial here, but I'm just gonna, let's see here. Actually, I'll just draw it right in the screen. That's what I'll do. Okay. So you might have not seen this at all yet, but in math, you have this thing where you graph slopes. Right here is the point called 0, 0. Now, we're not going to be doing math with this. This is just an illustration of showing where to find things. So there's 0, 0, and I'm just going to do a single line, like right about here. So this left to right line is X line. Up from up to down is the Y line. And there's points throughout the line. Right there, middle one is 0. Left of that's -1. Right to that is +1. It's the same with the Y. Where you got in the middle of it is 0. And then above is +1. And below is -1. This works out a little differently here. So I'm just going to clear all of this. This point right here is 0, 0. And you're like, wait a minute, shouldn't the middle be 0, 0 point if we're making a, intersected graph through here? I'll explain that a little bit more. So when they're counting pixels through across the screen, instead of having a graph start in the middle, they start from the upper left. Instead of it calling 1, 1, they start 0, 0. And this is because of the thing with programming with arrays. They start counting at 0 instead of 1. So just let you know that. So reason why we start from here, so when we program different things in other game engines, not so much of this one, but of other ones, we want to give our character an exact position on our screen. And I want to know what this spot right here is. So they use some graphing and reverse it down to figure out what the spot is. Let's say this spot is, I'm going to say starting down here. I'll explain soon why it's this way. So this is 2 on the X, 5 on the Y. The first number is X, so that's left to right. 5 is the right number, which is from the top to the bottom. So remember that Y I showed you earlier where the up was positive and the bottom was negative? In this engine, it's the other way, where above this point is -1 and below this point is positive. So again, the reason why I do that is because I want to know the exact location that they want to place their character on the screen here. And here we have a thing called gravity X and gravity Y. It's telling me to set my gravity to 48, gravity Y. Now, if it says gravity Y, that is up and down. Positive going down, so it's a positive number, 45. If it had a negative in front of it, it would go up. So positive Y, it's pushing a character down in force. If that had a number in X, it's at 0, it'll push the character to the right side there. Now, overall, you don't have to remember that. Just remember that gravity Y means the force coming down on the character. Unless it's a negative number, then it makes it go up. X pushes to the right, negative pushes to the left. Here you go. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to 48. Continue along my tutorial. Click OK. There we go. Now I'm going to hover over here. I'm a little bit outside my block, but you see that it says -1, -1. That's -1x, -1y up here for this position. If I go over here, you see it's a 10, 9. The position is 10x, 9y. So if you were trying to figure out where the exact spot is, you can just hover over it and it gives you the number at that spot. Okay, so now I'm just going to go following the tutorial now. So open levels. I'm going to click open levels, and then I can choose a background color. So I'm going to click right on that space right there. And I can choose whatever color I want, just spin around. If you want to know how this works, you just left click around or tap on the screen if you're using a tablet around this space in here. And you can try, like, maybe I want a red color. Now this background color is going to color the back of the screen of this little square right here, that color. So we're going to be making a little platformer, which is a jumping character game, jumping between blocks and such, like Mario or Minecraft, where your character kind of jumps around. between blocks if you would play that way. You got that background around, or you can choose to I'm gonna have it be blue, or I can make it purple, or I can make it green. I'm gonna make it dark green. There it is. Or you can make it pink, maybe blue, maybe orange. I'm gonna go with a little orange here. Click OK. I don't like that orange. I'm gonna make it lighter. If you want to, play a little bit, try to figure out what color you want. There you go. Click OK. And that's the color I want right there. So it's kind of muted gray right there. But once you've done creating a game level, this is just creating, the space where your character lives. Now it's going to tell me click and choose create at this spot right here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's a yellow circle in the bottom left corner. Like clicking anywhere else out around it, it won't let me do anything. So it wants me to click right in the spot right here. And when I click on it or tap, it gives me this little radio menu where it says create on the left, cancel on the right. If you click cancel, it exits out of it. If you don't want to do any actions there, if you want to have an action there, you click on the left side to create. So there we go. Now we're creating a block here. And at the top, it wants us to click the change sprite. So if we hover over this, it turns it to blue, and we click on it, and then it takes us to this little art editor. So in FlowLab, we can create our own sprites, or we got down here, it says click to browse sprites. Circle the little browse right there. I click on that and select tutorial sprites. It won't let me choose my own sprites. This tutorial is like really locked down. It won't let me customize anything yet. I'll show you how to customize when we finish this tutorial. So I'm going to select category. It wants me to choose tutorial. Here we go. It wants me to choose that second block. So FlowLab comes with a bunch of little art sprites in here that we can use for a game to decorate how we want it, instead of spending a lot of time making our own, which could take a lot longer than just us testing the game out. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that block. Changes that block. It says click OK to save changes. I'm going to click OK, and there we go. And now we're on a step that says rename to ground and click OK. I'm going to click on this and rename it to ground. There we go. And it says click OK. Click OK in the bottom left. There we go. Now it's asking us to click on that block right there. Oh, maybe I should have changed my background different color. It kind of matches this right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And look, we have more options now. It's not just create and cancel, but now we got clone, delete, cancel, and edit. Delete removes the block. Cancel just lets us X out of it, but the block stays there. Edit let us, change some things like colors and other things on it, or rename it to a different name, or make it bouncy or movable, various things like that. And then clone makes a copy of it. There we go. Now it wants us to fill in some ground tiles. Now, if I'm going way too fast, let me know in chat. You can also, continue to follow on the directions it gives you in here. So how this works is fill in some ground tiles. And what I do is I want to left click in this area at the bottom right here. And it lets me create some blocks right there. I can also hold left click down or hold tap down through the tablet and just drag across, and it creates multiple blocks through here. And at the bottom it says click here when finished. Done. I'm going to click on, oh, it won't let me click. This tutorial doesn't let me edit things at the same time, but I want to change that background because it's really hard to see those blocks against that background there. But I guess I'll be moving on here to the next step. Again, if you need help with anything, let me know. If you got stuck on anything, let me know. If you want me to show something again, I'll try to with this tutorial. I might have to reset it and start over. I'll figure that out if anyone does need help with that. But this next step we have now is click and choose create. So I'm going to click right here, and it wants me to choose create on our menu. I'm going to click create. There we go. And now it wants me to edit objects physics. So I have all these options here, and it wants me to go all the way to the bottom right here and click physics. So right now we're actually making our main character that we're going to move around. So here it says make this object movable. And click movable. There we go. and then wants me to go back to properties. We'll learn all these different type buttons and what they do in the upcoming weeks. We're just focused on learning how to use FlowLab here. Now it wants me to click to change sprite, and click to change sprite. Now it wants me to click to browse sprites. Click, select core tutorial sprites, click, and wants me to choose the very first one right here. Here we go. And there's that character right here. Now it wants me to click OK. Here we go. You can see my character right there now. We have like a little alien with a little bubble. Maybe it's a space traveler. Probably is a space traveler. I wonder if they're like exploring different planets right now. It has a story to it maybe. But the next step after this says edit behaviors. Now before I edit behaviors, there's one thing below that says 49 and 50 remaining. We can only have 50 different objects in our games. But if you notice, I have multiple blocks in my scene here. If I have multiple blocks in my scene with the same type, it's not going to count against this number. So I can totally do a lot of stuff with 50 objects here, if I'm able to make lots of copies. We're good there. It's just, you know, with the free account, we're only limited to 50 different type of objects. So I'm going to go ahead and click behaviors. And this is here where we do some pseudo coding, like designing coding here, where you can make different things happen with different events. But this tutorial here already has a bundle of behaviors made for us, so we don't have to figure that out yet. We will in the next coming weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and click on behavior bundles right here. It's like right below multiplayer. There it is. I'm going to click default run and jump logic bundle right there. There's run and jump. There's way more to it than you would see right here. Way more to it. I'm going to go ahead and click run on the lower left. When you go for behaviors, you can test it out in here before you make it official at the end. So I'm going to click play. And to move my character, it says arrow keys to move and jump. Click here and you're done. So left, right, jump. Now, if you're on a tablet, this would be a little bit more difficult because you don't have arrow keys unless you can bring your on-screen keyboard up. That's what I would do, bring your on-screen keyboard up, and then you'll be able to move around. So now I'm jumping around with my character. And it says telling me to click on the square to end it when I'm done. Now, I'm not going to do that yet. I want to show another thing here. Don't have to follow this part here. But I'm going to go ahead and click the pause right here. Double click on run and jump. And there we go. This is what the behaviors will be coding with. Well, designing behaviors with next week. It's kind of like visual coding, but not exactly. So you got a keyboard here, keyboard right now. You're like looking at it, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of stuff. Don't worry, we'll learn a little bit more about it in the upcoming weeks. But that's what it looks like. The little behavior is all these like things connected together to get my character to move left and right and jump. So I'm going to go ahead and now click on the done button and click OK to close window. Click OK to close window. So now we got a character moving around the blocks and tell me this tutorial is complete. Click here to test. Now I'm going to click play. And this is where we can test our game. So now I can move my character around, jump. And if I keep going right, my character disappears. Oh no, where's my character? No. I can just click on edit game and then play again. There's my character again. There we go. I can jump around. Here we go. So there you have it. You completed your first tutorial in FlowLab. Now I'm going to give you guys a little bit more time to work on it. Let me know when you're done with the tutorial. But for the upcoming weeks, we're going to learn how to make 3 different types of games. We're going to learn how to make a platformer. A platformer is a game like Mario, like this, where you can jump around and jump on blocks and climb around. And it's got different levels. And then we have our space game where you got like little spaceship flying around space, shooting at asteroids to like protect people from like going to make like traveling safer in space, various things like that. And then after that, the most complicated one, but it'll be a lot of fun to make, is a top-down RPG. So it's like you're looking down at the game and you have a character that can move around and they can have objects they can hold, slash things, maybe slash on the grass and trees. Maybe we're gonna create some like enemies where you have to defend, people from like some like angry monsters from the woods and defend yourself against them. And maybe you have some other people that you can talk to in there. We might not be doing a talking part for the younger session. We will for the older session if any older siblings are watching. But yeah, those would be the 3 things we're making for the next 6 weeks. So that would be the part 1 of the 6 weeks. And after that will be determined what the next one would be. Most likely some app making, design, stuff like that. But there we go, got my character jumping around. Here we go. Now I'm going to show you how to edit things next. I'm just wondering if anyone is done with the tutorial yet. Now I'll show you how to edit things. Okay, so we got about 5 minutes left. I'm just going to show you a few of the things you can do in these last 5 minutes. So I want to change the background color. I can just click on game levels in the bottom right here, and I can click on that color again. So I just click on game levels. There's that color, and click on it. I'm going to change it to maybe a green color. Maybe not. Yeah, I can just keep going through here and change some colors. Click OK. Not the best color, but at least I can see the blocks and my character a little bit better. Now, if you also notice, if I click on game levels, I can change the name of the level. Now, this won't change the name of the game, just the name of the level. Click OK there. So when I change the name of my game, I can click on a little drawer here, on settings, in the bottom right there. I'm going to click on that. And then I see at the top, it says name. Next to it, it says new game. So I can just click right into new game and maybe name it like my first game. Right in there. If I want to make my screen bigger, let me clear up this real quick. I can click on the slider on the width and the height right here. So there you go, my level just got wider, the level got taller. Click OK. Now, every time you make a big change in your projects, you always want to test it. So I'm going to click on play right here. And there's the change I made my room bigger. And jump around. And I can see a little bit better too. How do I make people movable? Okay, so I'm gonna go, I just hit the escape key. So click, figure out how to make people movable, click on your character, then click edit, and then physics, right there. And then I have movable selected right there. So I clicked on my character right here, and I clicked edit, and I click physics, and then I click on this box right here next to movable to make it movable. Okay. Let me know if that works. If it doesn't, there's another thing we can do. Okay. So another thing that we can edit here is, there we go, we click on a character and I click edit, and that's how I go back and change things if I want to. I can also click on edit sprite. Maybe I want to change the color of his little globe astronaut hat. Maybe I want to change it to a dark green. Click OK. And there's little buttons on the side. Have you ever played like a paint program? You can probably be able to recognize a lot of these. And I can click through. Of course, I didn't change all the colors, but I'm changing parts of it right here. So I can make these characters uniquely my own. I can also draw things in here. Like, let's say I want to add a mustache. Right there. Oh, the sprites are huge. Maybe I want to add, instead of a mustache, let's make some eye shines. Let me make the eye shine. Oops. There you go. And then I click OK on the bottom left. It's kind of hard to see, but you see that it's a little green on the upside here and a little eye shines. Okay, so I can edit my characters that way. Click play, and I see my characters a little bit different. There you go. So you kind of use that to edit different things. Click edit game, we go back in here, and you can click on various different things and click edit on them or clone. You know, want to make copies. Done cloning at the bottom. Do you want to move things around? You hold left click down or tap on the screen a lot longer and move around. If I just click once everywhere, it just gets me stuck in this little menu. But if I hold left click down and drag it around, it lets me move it. There you go. Now I'm going to go back to this character right here and go to edit. Another way to make your character movable, and just going back to that, is to click on behaviors. Right here. There's behaviors. There we go. Takes me to this menu here. Then I click on behavior bundles. There it is. And then I click on run and jump, which is right here. When I click on it, it adds it right here. And then click play to test it, or just click OK. Do it. And if you're wondering how to move your character, you click play, and you use the arrow left key and the arrow right key. Now, maybe you don't have a left key and a right key on your keyboard. I'm just gonna go to edit, click on my character, edit, behaviors, double click on behaviors. And I have a keyboard left right here. And click on that, change key, A. Click on another one, change key, B. And then change up, change key, W. And you can see right here that the key changed for that. Yeah, and I'm just gonna click OK, OK, and test. Now I can use A and D to move my character around and jump. Okay, so that is it for today. Next week, we're going to start working on making our platforming and learning how to design levels in however we want to design them. Make them super hard, super easy, or just tons of fun. And if you guys want to watch this video again, it'll be up on DoSpace After School Club webpage, or I think it's just called, yeah, After School Club webpage. And there you'll see in the archive some past videos. So hopefully I was able to answer your question on how you make people movable, but you can watch the video again, or you can try to create a new game and try to follow the tutorial again. Otherwise, have a good afternoon and a good week. See you next Monday. Bye-bye.